It's the biggest recall in BYD's history. Over 115,000 electric vehicles are being pulled off the roads due to a combination of design flaws and battery issues that regulators say could put drivers at risk. If you've been watching the rise of Chinese EVs in the global market, this is the kind of story that could change the conversation around quality and trust. Let's break it down. Two major vehicle lines are affected. The first is the Tang series of plug-in hybrid SUVs, specifically 44,535 units produced between 2015 and 2017. These vehicles reportedly have design defects in certain components that could impair driving performance and potentially damage critical circuitry. Chinese safety authorities flagged these issues in a sweeping review of the company's earlier models. The second and even larger recall involves 71,248 units of the Yuan Pro EV. These were produced between 2021 and 2022 and are being recalled because of poor battery sealing that could allow water to enter the battery housing. That's a serious problem. Water intrusion in electric vehicles can cause electrical shorts, system failures, or even thermal runaway, which could lead to fires in extreme cases. In both recalls, BYD has committed to making repairs free of charge. For the Tang vehicles, it's expected to involve a redesign or reinforcement of the faulty components. For the Yuan Pro EVs, dealerships will reseal the battery housings with a special adhesive designed to prevent water ingress. These are being offered at BYD service centers across China and possibly other affected markets. So, what triggered this sudden wave of recalls? It's part of a broader regulatory crackdown on EV safety in China. As electric vehicle sales skyrocket, the government has tightened oversight, mandating more rigorous testing and post market monitoring. BYD, despite its growth and dominance, is not immune. Regulators are now demanding better long term durability from EV components, especially in cars marketed to families and commuters. And this isn't an isolated event for BYD. In fact, earlier this year, in January, the company recalled nearly 7,000 units of the Fangcheng Baobao 5, another plug-in hybrid SUV, due to fire risks tied to fuel system defects. Then in September, they pulled back almost 97,000 units of their popular Dolphin and UN Plus models due to a faulty steering control unit. Those vehicles were relatively new, making the recall even more concerning for owners. So, what's going on here? Is this a quality control issue, or are we seeing growing pains from a company that scaled up production too fast? It's a bit of both. BYD is now the world's largest EV manufacturer by volume, surpassing even Tesla in quarterly sales. With over 3 million units sold in 2023 alone, their cars are showing up in markets all over the world, from Latin America and Southeast Asia to parts of Europe, and even pilot programs in Australia and Africa. But with that growth comes scrutiny. And while BYD has a reputation for affordability, performance, and innovation, especially with its blade battery technology, the brand is still fighting to earn global trust when it comes to safety and long term reliability. To their credit, BYD is handling this recall proactively. They're notifying customers through their digital service network, providing repair timelines, and even offering temporary vehicle replacements in certain regions. That level of customer service is what you'd expect from an automaker trying to expand into mature markets like the United States and Western Europe. But critics are watching closely. Global automakers, regulatory agencies, and competitors are all aware that the EV wars are no longer just about range or price. They're about who can deliver consistent safety, seamless performance, and reliable engineering at scale. For BYD, this recall is a reputational moment. It's a test of transparency, responsibility, and whether the company can maintain its momentum without sacrificing quality. In a market flooded with flashy new EV startups, battery safety and design integrity aren't just selling points, they're requirements. The bigger question is whether this recall will slow down BYD's international ambitions. They've recently opened showrooms in Thailand, Brazil, and Hungary, and their brand is actively courting fleet operators in dozens of new markets. If these safety issues persist, or if more recalls follow, it could shake investor confidence and slow down adoption in areas where brand recognition is still developing. Still, it's worth noting BYD's response so far has been fast and compliant. They've owned the issue, published the data, and laid out a plan to fix it. For many observers, that's an encouraging sign that the company isn't cutting corners. It's just learning how to operate at global scale under a microscope. If you own a BYD Tang or Yuan Pro EV, check your VIN and contact your local dealer or service center. Fixes are rolling out immediately and you won't be charged. More importantly, this is a moment for EV buyers everywhere to remember. New technology needs new oversight. And even industry leaders aren't immune to missteps. We'll continue to monitor how this impacts BYD's brand, its sales, and its plans for global expansion.